What is Sumi's nickname?
Her nickname is the errand girl.
Right. Where does Mr. Song usually send Sumi on an errand?
He often sends her on errands to the storeroom.
What did Sumi recently ask Mr. Song?
She asked, "Could you please send me on an errand every day?"
What did Sumi say when Mr. Song asked if running errands bothered her? What did she say?
She said, "No, not at all. I really like running errands for you."
What did Sumi ask the class today?
She said, "Does anybody want to come with me to the storeroom?"
Exactly. Who went with Sumi to the storeroom?
Mina went with Sumi.
What does Mr. Song usually give to Sumi after she runs an errand?
Mr. Song usually gives her candy after she runs an errand.
Right. Did Mr. Song give Sumi candy for running an errand today?
No.
No, he didn't. How does Sumi feel if she doesn't get any candy?
She's disappointed if she doesn't get any reward.
Right. Do you have a nickname?
No.
And do you sometimes run errands for your teacher?
Yes.
Good, nice boy. What kind of errands do you run for your teacher?
Take a supplementary rock.
Okay. Let's move on to lesson 2. When did Bongsu go to school?
Bongsu go to school early this morning.
How quiet was the school?
It was so quiet that you could hear a pin drop.
What did Bongsu say when Teo asked if he was really surprised?
He said, "Yeah, I nearly stopped breathing."
Who did the boys scare next?
Jiwon and Mina.
Right. Bongsu asked Mina if she was surprised. What did she say?
She said, "I was scared to death."
What did Teo suggest?
Teo suggested, "Let's scare somebody else."
Hey, who was the victim after Jiwon and Mina?
Their next victim was Mr. Song.
Right. And the next victim will be Seungyeol.
No.
The next will be Yugang.
Yes.
What was Mr. Song's reaction when the kids screamed?
She was so scared, almost had a heart attack. She was.
Did the kids think that teachers would be scared?
They thought teachers wouldn't be scared.
Why does Bongsu want to go to school early tomorrow?
Because he wants to play some more tricks.
What was it Sumi's turn to do today?
It was her turn to clean up the classroom today.
Who did Sumi talk to in the classroom?
Mr. Song.
She talked to Mr. Song. And what did Mr. Song say?
Somebody must be playing a trick on you.
Who helped Sumi search for the missing shoe bag?
Mina.
Where did the girls decide to look next?
They decided to try the playground and went outside.
Right. Where did Sumi find her bag?
She found her shoe bag stands in the playground.
Why did Sumi think someone took her bag?
Does someone envy her for running errands for Mr. Song?
Will Sumi stop running on Mr. Song's errands?
No, she doesn't.
Do you know who put Sumi's shoe bag at the bag stand in the playground?
알지.
범인을 찾아라.
범인이 미나일 가능성이 좀 높은데.
미나인 것 같아?
일단 첫 번째 이유. 그 시간까지 미나가 학교에 있었다는 게 먼저 이상해.
그렇군. 굉장히 놀라운 추리인데.
청소 다 하고 나면 거의 12시가 다 넘는데.
그렇지. Okay, let's move on to lesson 4. Who joined Gino's class today?
Eugene.
Right, a new girl named Eugene came to school today. How pretty did Gino think Eugene is?
Jinho thinks she's more beautiful than Mina, the prettiest girl in class.
What are girls in class to Gino before?
Before, he wasn't very interested in girls in class.
What couldn't Gino stop doing today?
He couldn't stop thinking about her.
How did Gino feel when he looked at Eugene?
Whenever he looked at her, he blushed and his heart began to beat fast.
What happens on the first day of every month?
On the first day of every month, they changed seats.
What did Gino wish?
He wished deep down in his heart that Eugene and he would pick the same number and sit together.
How come Gino didn't get to sit next to Eugene?
However, he drew number 6 and Eugene drew 12.
Right. Who also drew 12?
Bongsu also drew 12.
Why did Gino want to be friendlier with Bongsu?
He have decided to friendly to Bongsu because then he can be closer to Eugene.
Okay.